Hi, stream. Why am I on stream? I shouldn't be on cams right now, and yet I am. Alright, anyways. Welcome to it. I'm going to hand it off to Mr. Lockie. And Ollie. Probably. Sure of that.
But I'm certainly glad to be casting them. But honestly, Everest versus Paradox, I reckon this is the best one of the night, to be honest. In my opinion, this is the best one of the night. These are two teams that I have no clue who's going to beat. Like, most of the teams I watch in these games, I'll have, like, some idea of who's going to win. Here, no clue. Absolutely no clue. So, I'm looking forward to seeing a hype game, hopefully.
I agree. It's going to be a pretty good one. I mean, both coming from Master Tier as well last season. Paradox. Part of the roster has changed. Leonardo's a new player, but I believe in him. I know him, and he's a great player. So, as we get started now, it'll be Martin the third, send it down to Yogsy. And Yogsy, send the pass up to Conrad. Conrad will just back this one out. Back to Martin the third up on the Cloud Geo there, and he will just juke around, send it back forward to Conrad.
And Conrad's going to send it all the way back to Martin III now. Martin III taking his time on the back line, moving over to the opposite side, rotating the player, drawing Baguette over as a missed pass is going to come through. Maybe he's going to recollect, but Baguette gets the slap. And Baguette's going to get that one all the way down. Now it's a stack race. It looks like Everest is back there first. Swiftly followed behind by Paradox, though.
Conrad will send that one forward up to Bad Elmo. Now Bad Elmo and Yogsy doing a stack here, dribbling it down. Bad Elmo will just take the pass down to Yogsy, but intercepted by Okia and intercepted again by Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo who will just go for the reset to Martin, but will just bounce off the Geo, back out and into the hands of Martin, who will try to get the slap off, but not quite. And it will be recovered by Multi, who will look for the clear, but straight into Conrad's hands. Conrad going up to Yogsy, and Yogsy taking the shot for the two.
Honestly, I don't know which one it was. Was it Paradox passing it to Everest, or was it Everest getting incredible catches and reads on Paradox? But it's either one, and either way, it's worked out on Everest's side. But Paradox have the advantage here. They've got the joust advantage. Let's see what they do with it. Coming out fast. I know it's going to be Baguette. Baguette taking his time, looking for his pass over into that right tunnel, perhaps over to Ocualan, I believe. However, giving it all the way down to Multi. Multi now back out to Ocualan. Ocualan to Baguette. Baguette taking his time on the back line, drawing that stack, maybe trying to get a stun on it. He looks for it, he gets it, and the stack is out, and Ocualan now has it. Ocualan, Baguette's nearly going to get it, but the stack is back, and it looks like Bad Elmo's going to get there first. Multi gets it, though, and slaps it up.
Ocualan now slapping it up to Baguette. Baguette doing a spin off the player. They're getting him away. Going down to Leonardo, and Leonardo putting that one in for the two. just juking out that goalie a little bit there, thinking he was going to go for the backboard, but actually went for the pass. And now Paradox does tie it up 2-2 with just under 8 minutes remaining as Everest takes the Joust advantage.
I didn't even see him. I didn't even see the guy underneath goal, let alone the goalie. He didn't stand a chance at that one. I thought Baguette was going for the shot, but no, beautiful pass from behind the goal and easily recollected into the shot. Martin in third now, looking to hand it right back to them. A missed pass though, that's going to cost them. And Multi now has it. Multi looking for the clear, and the stack is going to be racing after it straight away. It's going to be Baguette. Baguette now with an open shot, going to go a bit high there. However, recollected by Everest Stacks. No, they're not going to get a hand on it. It's Paradox, and Paradox take the shot. Leonardo, how the hell did he get that one off? Manages to get in between the stacks. No one's in goal. They're all around it, and he weaves it in between the players, getting the shot off. And already, that's 3 points up to Leonardo and Paradox.
Yeah, definitely a lovely shot there. Literally, as you said, weaved it through just all the players, all the defense. But now as Conrad takes this one forward, he will send it up to Yogsy. Yogsy now trying to send it forward, but will get stunned out by Baguette. Baguette stacked with Ocular and maybe looking for a dribble, and they will just do just that. Maybe a shot attempt even. Will just bounce off the Geo, recovered now by Baguette. Baguette will get stunned out by Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now just making his way forward. We'll just decide to go for the reset back to Martin, the third. Martin trying to draw that stack, and he will get the pass down, but as he does just get stunned out, but Bad Elmo now receives it and goes across to Yogsy.
Yogsy now going to give this one a cross off. They're taking their time, maybe looking for the stun on stack as they get it. And that stack is out now. However, getting briefly back to their feet there as Bad Elmo takes it through. Maybe making that pass all the way back to Martin III. As Martin III looking for that pass over to Yogsy. Going to be a missed one, and Baguette looking to recollect. Baguette does recollect. Baguette now going for the shot. This one might bounce in. This one looks good. However, not good, but recollected by Leonardo once again as he puts it in. That's 5 points up for Paradox.
Now 7-2 in favor of Paradox. Just as we pass that 6-minute mark, so 6 minutes remain on the clock, as it will be Everest taking this Joust advantage. They have 5 points down. Still plenty of time to make a comeback, but it seems like Paradox are gaining a little bit of momentum, so they might start. As I say that, Leonardo does intercept it, goes for the long shot. It'll be just a bit wide, but recollected by Baguette, doing some juking, and will bring it in for another 2. Now 9-2 in favor of Paradox, and it looks like they're gaining some good momentum here.
I was about to say, a little bit of momentum. Hold on. That's 7 points now, and they've scored it fast. We're only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, and Paradox have suddenly just steamed ahead within the last 2-3 minutes, maybe. But now, it's Everest. They're coming out fast. They have the stack on the right side. They got a player going all the way through, but Leonardo gets the intercept. Leonardo gets the throw. That one looks like it might be in, but no. Recollected by Baguette as Baguette slam dunks it in once again. That's 2 for 2 now for him with the slam dunks.
Again, just looks like Paradox have really just adapted to Everest, and they know what they're doing now. You saw Leonardo was there to intercept that next pass. They knew what Everest were doing. They set themselves up, and they got another 2 off it. So now 11-2. Paradox really gaining some good momentum. They're just taking these scores away as now the pass does come through down to Martin. Martin goes across to Yogsy. Yogsy trying to go forward. We'll get the pass all the way down to Conrad. Conrad going across to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now sending this one all the way back for the reset back to Martin. Martin just taking his time now, trying to draw in that defense. We'll go across to Conrad. Conrad getting pressure. We'll get it stolen by Oculan. Oculan clearing it down. Maybe a short attempt. It will be just a little bit wide, dinging off the goal even, but Leonardo recollecting and putting it in for the 2. Now 11 points in the lead is Paradox.
Oculan, that was nice. That was nearly all the way in, and I feel so bad. I bet he's just crying right now, because that would have been an insane play, and that would have gone in some montage. I don't know what montage, but it would have gone in one, because that was an insane attempt at a shot, but recollected by his players and played on. However, now look at this passing play. It's gone instantly into the other half, and that pass from Martin was insane, and another pass coming to Yogsy. They're looking for momentum, and now Martin the third. Martin the third gets that one extra pass into the bubble and into the goal straight after. What the hell was that with the passing play? It was quick, it was accurate, and it was good. They got to the other side in so quick time, and it wasn't even a bad defense, just really well played by the offense.
Now it'll be Baguette taking that QB for Paradox. We'll just take his time trying to draw in that stack again from Everest. And they do have a plenty point advantage, so they know they can take their time as much as they want. As the missed pass does come through, recollected by Badamo, recollected again by Martin. The third, he does get stunned out. Martin gets stunned out, now picked up by Leonardo, who also gets stunned out. It'll be recovered by Martin, who will get the slap through into the mid. They'll just float around now here. Stack race possibly. It will be recovered by Multi. Multi going for the clear. Actually, the pass forward to Baguette. Baguette over to Leonardo. Leonardo looking for his options. Will just decide to take the pass across over to one of his teammates. Quite wide, but Baguette does recover it. Now goes up to Leonardo again. Leonardo taking the shot, but will just ding off the rim.
Dinging off the rim, but recollected quickly by Multi with the shot, but the stop from Bad Elmo. The shot and the stop, that is beautiful. Baguette now looking for the disc. Not gonna get it. Martin third gets the stun, gets the stack, gets the clear, gets the disc. Now looking for a shot on goal. Yogsy's gonna have it. Yogsy's gonna take it, and Yogsy's gonna score it. They are at the very least gaining momentum, even if they don't take this round now, which they very well can. They've got the momentum for the next round. They have just played so well 2 times in a row now, and it was beautiful. That stack by Martin and Yogsy played so well, split at the right time, formed at the right time, and perfectly read the bounce into the 3-pointer, and that is so well deserved.
Yeah, Everest definitely gaining a bit of momentum of their run now. As it will be Baguette sending that pass all the way down to Multi. Multi going across to Leonardo. Leonardo will just get stunned out by that defensive stack from Everest as Martin does get the slap forward back into the enemy side, into the blue side. It will be that Paradox stack getting there first, picked up by Baguette. Baguette will send the pass across, or rather the clear across, and the stack coming through will just barely miss it, and it will be recovered by Martin the third. Martin just taking his time again. Will send the pass all the way up to Conrad on the ceiling there. Conrad now going across to Yogsy, and Yogsy just taking his time. Everest just taking their time slowly, making sure they dismantle that defense as Leonardo takes that disc off him and just sends it all the way down into the bubble.
Maybe they need to stop taking their time so much and actually just start pushing forward. That's more time wasted, and they only have 1:30 to get, I believe, 6 points on the board now, and they need to move the pace on. Martin the third giving it all the way up to Conrad now. Conrad taking his time once again, looking for the stack, actually looking for the pass. The stack's through. They're making another pass. It's over on the left side to Martin the third. Now back to Bad Elmo. Elmo giving it all the way to Conrad. Conrad taking his time once again. This is more time wasted on the clock, but maybe they know they can chip away at the last few seconds, but a missed pass, that's not good. Baguette gets the stun, or Leonardo gets the disc, and Leonardo gets the clear, and that's even more time wasted, even if Paradox don't get the disc, which they very nearly did there.
A clear coming through on that Paradox stack just on its tail. They will miss it though, and it will be a 2-4 Everest as Bad Elmo just sends that one in. So now 13-9, a 4-point lead to Paradox. Just about 30 seconds remain as they do come out the tubes. I think they might have enough time, they might not. We'll see, but 4 points to score, that's just 2 twos or 2 goals either way, no matter if it's a 3 or a 2. So don't know if they'll have enough time as now Multi sends that one up onto the ceiling. Maybe a shot attempt, and it will be recovered by nobody as both players miss it there, but it will be recovered in the end by Multi, who does get stunned out, and Conrad picks that one up and sends it through, and it looks like they are just about out of time as we hit the last 15 seconds.
In reality, they've been out of time for quite some time, especially when they started really being patient with it. Yes, they did crack the defense eventually, but they needed to move it faster, because even if you got to risk it if you want to get that game, because they took too much time and they got the reward, but not in time.
Honestly, at the moment, I think Everest's weak point is that they slow it down too much. Like, yeah, it's good to, at a high level play, to slow the play down, but I think at times they reset it when they don't have to, and I think it's like a bit of a panic reset, and it just costs them, you know, because you saw they pretty much every offense they tried to take it slow, and a lot of the times it did work out at times, but most of the time they got defended by Paradox, by the stack, or just players covering them.
We don't have much time left, but Palador, what do you think?
Good. I mean, good showing so far to start this off. Of course, as we mentioned, this is day 2 of this tournament here. For this match in particular, the loser does not get eliminated yet, but the winner does go on to the Master Tier. Of course, there are 8 slots available in this 2-day event, and I mean, everything matters now to start off the season on the right foot, starting this Monday. You see the highest score there for Paradox, Leonardo, Locking Ollie there, saying his name a lot. I mean, to the tune of 9 points and 2 assists, so a little bit of offense and offensive distribution. Likewise for Baguette there with 4 points and 3 assists. On the other side of things, Everest does have 3 different players in the mix with some points. And I do think for round 2, you know, they did still build up nicely in the latter portions of that round to maybe be at more comfort here as round 2 starts off. Let's see.
Yeah, now Baguette already, he's opened the game with a 3-pointer. He got the read on the disc on the floor, and that's not easy. Going into the bucket there, going into that trench area, it's not easy to get a read on it, but he did very nicely and already put in for the 3. That's a strong start to the game for them. But Everest, they can hit back. They did gain momentum at the very least in that last round, but they need to now keep it up, and they need to now turn the momentum into a few points as they get this pass all the way through. They're attacking already. Yogsy now with another pass. They're in the bubble already. Bad Elmo gonna give it all the way up to Martin as Martin gives it over to the side, but Baguette with the intercept, with the read as he gets the clear, and the stacks are coming through, but it looks like Everest is there first. However, read by Leonardo as Leonardo gets a hand on it, but Martin the third getting the stun, and no doubt looking for the clear or pass now.
That offense was a bit of an example of what I mentioned earlier. I think, in my opinion, I don't think Bad Elmo should have reset there. I think he had a play, so he maybe could have taken it in against the goalie, but he went for the long reset and they ended up losing it. As I said, a long shot coming through, just dinging off the inside and going in to the pocket for the 3. So now Bad Elmo tying this up 3-3.
Reset was worth it. They got the 3-pointer. It was all a bait. It was planned. They knew from the start. Martin's been calculating this stuff for years. He knew. He knew if he reset it, it was a 3-pointer eventually. At some point, they'd equalize. And well played. It's 3-all now. But let's see how Paradox strike back as they get the clear all the way through. Immediately recollected by Baguette, and he's looking at a 1-on-2. And Baguette sinks it. Baguette sinks it. He doesn't even look for the pass. He just gets the 0 angle, and he hits it well. That's a 2-point lead now.
Now it is a 2-point lead, 5-3 in favor of Paradox. 8 minutes remain, so we're only about 2 minutes into this second round, as it will be Everest taking his joust advantage, picked up by Bad Elmo for the QB. Looks like Everest taking a bit of a slower, less aggressive setup here on their joust advantage, isn't it? Bad Elmo just waiting, trying to draw that stack in, but Paradox know what they're doing. They know they don't have to push. They have the advantage, and even though it's by 2, they don't have to push. They can just waste as much time as possible, as they do end up pushing eventually. That stack does break apart, and the long pass does come through to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo going across to Conrad. Conrad now making his way in, maybe looking for the pass. He will just go off the backboard, and he will sink it for the 2 points. So now 5-5. I think this game is tied up.
And as we're waiting for Paradox to get the disc, welcome everyone in chat. How's it going, all of you? Hello, Fressy, especially, and Aries. How's it going, guys? And as I say that, it's 2-1, and let's see what happens here. Paradox moving in already. Baguette gonna get the disc, give it over to Multi, and Multi not able to make this clear, and Baguette able to get the disc actually, but Yogsy stealing it. Yogsy looking for the shot, a bit low, however, recollected, looking for another shot, not able to get it in time, but the stacks were back. They had the goal covered. If he took it, he might have had hit, but Okian now takes the disc, moves it forwards, gets the clear all the way through, and it looks like Everest is back first to recollect that one.
Now the clear does come through. It will be all the way through that tunnel, picked up by Yogsy. Yogsy now maybe going for the long shot, but Multi is there to stop that shot from coming through. Now clear coming through, the bounce clear, but will go straight in the hands of Martin the third. Martin now going across to Yogsy. Yogsy just about able to reach that one, but loses tracking on his hand, and it will be recovered by Okian, who will send that one through back into the Everest side.
Back into the Everest side, and they're looking to put some more points on the board, and the 0 angle with a save! Those were 2 incredible plays. What a shot from Baguette, and what a save from Martin. He manages to turn around in time and get the save, and that is incredible. Whilst it was a long shot, and maybe an easy save if he was already there, he wasn't. But looking for another attack, and another attack indeed, as Leonardo gets it. The jump from the goalie just misses the player, leaving the goal wide open for Leonardo.
Now 7-5, and yeah, I was expecting the pause if you didn't see Yogsy flying around with his missing hand. So I assume that's from Everest's side, as Yogsy did lose his hand. Not just momentarily tracking, I guess, but so far it looks like Paradox is doing well, and looks like Everest have adapted a little bit to Paradox. It's a bit closer, but still just under 6 minutes remain. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's a bit of a back and forth right now.
Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. They're playing really well, both these teams. Everest have showed that they're going to do better than the round 1. They played better than they did in the round 1, but at the same time, they need to learn how to start maybe even countering Paradox's QB. I don't know how many times they've got it through, but I've seen every single time they do get it through, at least, it's devastating. Because I believe they're using one I used to use with this team back ages ago, but it's one where you just pass it and then clear it. And if you've got an effective stack, which Paradox really does have, they really have an effective stack, a front stack. And if they manage to get that disc through, that stack usually is the one recollecting, and it's not even the back stack. And either Everest needs to start covering the clears, or Everest needs to start covering the back half with the back stack, and they need to be on it with the clears especially. But either way, they really need to stop letting Paradox through, or maybe not overshooting their offense as much, because when they get offense, Paradox likes to get the disc, get the clear, and turn it around instantly and score. Everest need to get back quicker. And if Everest join back up and get back quicker, I think they can take this second round and bring it to a round 3 for sure.
Yeah, so now it will be Everest taking that joust advantage. We'll go across to Conrad. Conrad just making his way forward as he does get pressured. We'll send the pass forward up to Yogsy. Yogsy now going up to Martin the third. Martin taking his time now on the Geo here again, bringing that defender in, and we'll send the pass across to Yogsy. Yogsy now making his way forward, looking for the pass up, but Leonardo able to read that one and intercept. He will send it clear all the way back through into Everest's side, and now floating around in the Everest zone. It looks like it will be Bad Elmo getting there first. He will recover it for the side of Everest. Now going up for the pass across to Yogsy. Yogsy now going for the pass up to Conrad. Conrad back to Yogsy now, and Yogsy just making his way forward along the wall here, through the mid and into the Paradox side. Just taking his time, watching out for that stack as it does come zooming in. And now pass across to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo back to Yogsy, and Yogsy just taking his time. We'll go for the reset back to Martin on the logo.
They need to capitalize here. Honestly, they need to sort out their passes. I think one of their players is too offensive right now. However, not too offensive. Taking the spin shot, that's a bad idea. That was not a smart choice. Maybe not going to pay off for them as it dings as well. That's 2 unfortunate plays. The spin shot was not the choice, certainly, as that's lost them 2 points, and 2 points they needed, and it could come back to bite them with 2 points on the other side. However, Bad Elmo going to get the disc and recollect it now. Trying to look for this clear as it bounces off the enemy side, and Bad Elmo recollecting it once again. Bad Elmo looking for the shot, and it's a ding! That's a ding they didn't need. They needed that 1 point advantage, and that would have certainly helped as they reset it now. Missing the reset, however, it's going to be in the hands of Okial, and he slaps it out. Not all the way through, though, as Martin III recollect.
Now the pass over to Yogs. He just does bounce into his hands, and he does a bit of juking, getting past that first defender, just taking his time along the wall here now. He could just make his way forward as he's not getting pressured, as he does get pressured eventually, but sends a pass up to Bad Elmo just a little bit wide, and will be recovered by Ocular now. Ocular trying to send the clear through. Will just bounce away from that defense, and the stack is coming for it. Baguette picks it up first, and he will send the clear all the way through into the Everest side. The Everest stacks are there first. It will be recovered now by Yogsy. Yogsy just will send the clear through again back to the Paradox zone, and it will be that Everest stack there first. Conrad picking it up for Everest. Will send the pass forward up to Yogsy. Yogsy now making his way into the bubble, going for the shot. He will place it in for the 2, tying this game yet again 7-7.
Everest just changed their playstyle, and it worked. Will they keep that up, though? Everest's playstyle is usually just hold the disc back, take their time, pass it the way up, and just be patient. But there, they got the stack to get the recollector in their own half. They cleared, they boosted, they passed to the other stack, and they scored. Are they going to keep that stack-based game and join Paradox in the stack game? Let's see, but it clearly worked there, and maybe it'll keep working for them as they do start taking their time, moving back to that patient playstyle as Bad Elmo looks for that pass, and he does make it to Conrad as Conrad backs out, starting this patient play.
Conrad now making his way forward. We'll get pressure. We'll go for the deep pass across to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now making his way in as he does take the shot. As he does get pressured, and Everest takes the lead by 2 points, 9-7.
What was that angle? What was that angle he just took? He was floating downwards on a difficult angle, and it was a lovely shot. Maybe a close one, but still, not the easiest angle from my point of view, at least. But that's the 2 points they need. They're now in the lead for the first time in quite some time as Baguette takes it and sends it all the way over to Leonardo. Leonardo now looking for this pass, maybe over to the left side. Stolen, however, by Bad Elmo as Bad Elmo takes his time looking for the clear. Gonna bounce off the ceiling. Martin III. Martin III has the 3-point shot. Only takes the 2-pointer, though. Maybe he didn't have time to turn around, get the 3-pointer. But either way, that's a 4-point lead with not much time for them. 2 minutes only, 4-point lead. This is a good opportunity. They can for sure take this. If they hold their defense well and just get a lot of clears to time waste, they can time Paradox out here.
Now it will be Paradox taking that QB. It will be Baguette sending it forward up to Oculan. Oculan going across to Leonardo, and Leonardo just missing it, but so does that Everest stack. That second Everest stack does come back and picks it. And Yogsy picks the disc up for his team, and he will send a pass up to Martin. Martin now sending that clear all the way through to the Paradox zone, and it is Yogsy getting there first, closely followed by Baguette. Baguette able to get the stun off, and he will pick up the disc, going for the shot, maybe off the ceiling, and it will bounce off the backboard and just ding. They kind of needed that, but it will be recovered by Leonardo, who will send it in for the 2. Now, less than 90 seconds remain and 2 points away. Paradox need to act kind of fast, and Everest need to just, they can't really make any mistakes, because if they make a mistake and Paradox capitalizes on it, well then this could either be over for them or they'll go into an OT, and it'll be just a lot riskier.
I shouldn't say this, but I'm very glad he didn't score that, because either it would have made no OT chance, or there's a very less chance for a round 3 for Everest, and I want both of those things. So Everest just need to hold this offense now and not let Paradox attack at all. If they score, this could be it! Yogsy scored it. Yogsy scored it, and Yogsy's put it in. That might have just sealed the deal for them. I believe it's possible for the Paradox, but for many players watching, you will know that that is difficult. That is almost impossible. They have, 30 seconds to score 4 points, I believe now, and as long as Everest holds some sort of a defense, it's a losing game for them, and they'll have QB advantage even if Paradox do score, but they need this goal, and they've got it! That's incredible! They've just scored within 6 seconds, and that is perfect. That is that quick rollout I was talking about, and they've already scored because of it, and now they actually do have a chance, but they're gonna need to get the steal on this disc. Everest just cannot mess up this opportunity now.
I think they'll have like only a few seconds. They need to get there fast if they want to get the goal, but just not fast enough, and it looks like Everest will take this round just barely by 2 points, 13-11, and we will be going into a round 3.
That's round 3. Let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. But before we jump into round 3, Halzo, you wanna give us some analysis again? You feeling like it?
I'm pretty impressed, I gotta say, with Everest. They're able to hold mentally strong. I thought maybe a turning point towards those latter portions was that spin shot you mentioned. They were down by 2 points. This was immediately following that timeout. Down by 2 points, missed that shot from up close, and you can kind of see it in the body language from Everest for about, I would say 45 seconds to a minute thereafter, where they started missing a few grabs. They missed a couple attempts at the goal, and they missed a few easy open grabs on the disc. And I thought, okay, this is where it's going to maybe be lost on that mental game. But no, after that, they eventually got a recovery off of a clear on their stack. They got back into it, scored the 2 points anyway, and then kept on rolling from there. So it takes a lot from a team to be able to do that, to basically be on the edge, teetering on a mental funk, and they still come back and score anyways. Those flashy plays, they can definitely help sometimes, help get you going, but when they don't work, it can be rough. So well done to Everest to force that game 3. I know, Lockie, you had said right before this started that you wouldn't be able to really tell who was going to win this match because it would be so even, and it's proving to be the case here as we go into the 3rd round. Back to you guys.
And yeah, for sure, I completely agree. As soon as he missed that spin shot, it wasn't the fact that they missed the spin shot, it's the fact that they didn't score off it and they nearly got scored against. They dinged it straight after, and at that point, it's just like, your other players are disappointed in you and a bit annoyed maybe that you've missed that. But Yogsy, oh sorry, I'm so sorry, but Multi, that's incredible. What the hell? What a save from Multi, the goalie of Paradox, and clearly showing that he's the goalie of Paradox and deserves to be it, because what an incredible save that was. Yogsy, however, gonna shield that player and get the disc as he nearly loses it there.
Going around now, sending this one behind the back all the way through actually, but that Paradox stack is ready for it and chasing it down, and will be picked up by Leonardo. Leonardo going for the clear now through the tube, not quite going all the way through, and it will be recovered by Martin the third. Martin just getting pressure now, and maybe doesn't realize it. It sends a panic pass up to Conrad. Conrad now just taking his time on the wall here. We'll go for the reset again over to Yogsy, and Yogsy just taking his time at the back here, waiting for that defense to come in. We'll send the pass down to Martin. Martin just trying to join that defense again. We'll send it over to Yogsy again. Yogsy now back to Martin. Martin finally makes his way forward, but doesn't realize Baguette's on his back, and he will get it stolen off him, and Baguette looks for the clear, and he will go for it.
Baguette's on his face, stunning out his face, and look at that shot. Leonardo gets it past the goalie there. Goalie does not manage to turn around in time as Leonardo sinks the shot, and that's 3 points up already. That is not good for Everest. Not just because it's 3 points down. 3 points down is fine with 8 minutes and 30 seconds, but they had just played so well, Everest, and they needed the starting points. They needed that goal, but Multi saved it, and honestly, Multi is the hero of that play there. They have just lost momentum to a nauseating degree, but look, Yogsy now giving the pass over to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo needs to sink this one. No, another pass over to Yogsy, and Yogsy now looking for the duck. Not gonna complete it though, and that's gonna hurt. Leonardo getting stunned, maybe gonna recollect. Bad Elmo gets a head on it, but cleared out. Not all the way, however, just yet. That was a goal they really needed to get that momentum straight back as Baguette now takes a shot. That one's not in. That one's going to be slightly high, however, maybe going to be recollected. However, Bad Elmo going to get it. Bad Elmo going to get the disc. Give it over to Yogsy as Yogsy crosses it over to Martin the third.
Martin again taking his time, just looks like he let the Paradox defense get into position almost as Yogsy does send a deep pass over to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo takes a shot and he will just ding it off the rim there as it was an open goal and now picked up again by Yogsy. Yogsy's getting pressured, will send the back pass over to Martin. Martin taking his time in the mid here, just trying to maybe drive that defense again. He can just walk it forward as he does get eventually pressured by Baguette, so he will send it across to Conrad. Conrad now taking his time, will walk it forward again. Maybe looks like they may be doing a cut setup and he will send it up to Martin, but Leonardo with the save, stopping that one and clearing it out.
This is not okay. This is so bad for Everest morale right now. They've had 2 attacks on goal that have just been saved, and they've dinged a shot. This is so bad for their morale. They've just had 3 attempted goals, 3 goals that they know they should have scored, but it's been denied. And Paradox has taken it away, and that's going to hurt even more because this could result in a 3-pointer, and it's going to bounce off the Geo there. Another 3-point attempt taken. Martin the third going to get it. That would have been crippling for them now. Multi, however, looking for the attack, going to give it over to Baguette. And Baguette's got the goal wide open all to himself, and that is not good for Everest. They should be up right now in their minds, but Paradox have been holding the defense well and giving the pressure needed. This is going to hurt Everest's morale, and they need to keep their heads up. They need to keep their chins up and try and keep playing. And just, they can do it. They can keep playing. They can win this game. They just need to be positive.
Now Martin taking his time. We'll just draw that stack and we'll dodge it and we'll look for the clear forward or the pass up to Bad Elmo. Now Bad Elmo now going across to Conrad. Conrad a one-on-one with the goal. He will take the shot and he will sink it for the 2. So now trying to close that gap a little bit. It's 5-2, a 3-point lead to Paradox. So it will be Paradox taking that just advantage. 6 minutes remain on the clock.
And it looks like VRML 1 have joined us to watch this game. And you won't be sad to join us. We're in round 3. And honestly, I have no clue who's going to win in this game. This is hype and this is incredible. Baguette now giving it over to Okialan. Okialan bringing it all the way back to Baguette as Baguette gets the clear all the way through. But stopped by the Everest stack as Everest now looking for the clear and boost. That stack's going to be stunned. Leonardo looking to be the one that gets it as Leonardo gets it. Takes his time, gets the clear out on the left side. They're going to bounce off the Geo. Down at the bottom, not getting all the way through. And Yogsy looks like he's got it. Baguette looks like he's getting the stun. And the stack's coming in. Ramirez not able to get a hand on it. Eventually getting a hand on it now. Yogsy gonna give it over to Bad Elmo as he doesn't get a hand on it, but Bad Elmo gets it eventually and gets the goal as Okialan misses it, and that's gonna hurt them. Okialan needed that, and Okialan needed the clear because that would have been devastating for Everest. Another attacking play that could have gone very wrong, but guess what? Bad Elmo gets a hand on it, gets the shot, and gets the goal. 1-point deficit now only for Everest.
Now 5-4 as it will be Paradox taking that just advantage. Baguette sending a pass over to, I believe it was Okialan, and Okialan going back to Baguette. Baguette now going for the deep pass down to Multi. Multi going back to Okialan. Okialan back down to Baguette. Baguette will send that pass all the way forward. Oh, actually the shot for the 3-pointer as he had the open goal. You could see all the Everest players were just forward trying to cover, but they don't realize if Baguette sees the open goal, he will shoot it. No matter how dumb it is, he will shoot it, and most of the time he will make it, as we see there. So now 8-4 to Paradox.
I'm sorry, pass. Baguette's the one holding the disc. He's got a heat-sinking missile in his hand, and it's going straight to its target. As, look there, Conrad's looking for the stun on that stack, and I think he eventually gets it, and that stack is out. They need to start playing fast, maybe as the stack, it's a 2v3, and now another stun, as it looks like Bad Elmo moving forward. Bad Elmo now looking for this bounce pass all the way over to Yogsy. Yogsy with the dunk, Yogsy with the attack on bubble, with another pass, and Bad Elmo's gonna put it in. Bad Elmo sinks the shot with the cut pass from Yogsy. Yogsy with the duck, the cut, and the goal from Bad Elmo. That's a 2-point deficit now, only 2 points, and we are looking at an overtime here. It's a close game, that's for sure.
Definitely a close game, just 2 points. 2 points down again is Everest as Baguette just send a pass and an intercept from Yogsy. Yogsy looking for the long shot. It will just be a little bit high and it will miss, bounce back out into the hands of Okialan. Okialan will send the clear, but it will be intercepted by Conrad. Conrad sending the pass up to Bad Elmo. Now Bad Elmo going for the shot. He will just ding that one again, and that will bounce back out of the bubble.
Yogsy looks like he's going to be the one getting it. That ding needed to go in for them. That is exactly what they needed. And a missed pass, that's not what they needed. As Multi recollects, Multi now, Leonardo going to steal it off him by accident, I think, and that's bad because Martin Third's got it. Yogsy's got it. Yogsy's now taking his time moving up on the right side. Yogsy's going to give that attacking goal, and as Bad Elmo now giving it all the way over to Conrad. That was an attacking opportunity on the goal as Conrad now gives this one all the way over, but the intercept from Baguette as Baguette clears that one all the way, and it looks like Paradox have the stacks there first. Paradox have the open goal, and Multi's the one seeking the shot, and that is devastating for Everest. Maybe Bad Elmo on shoulder there on that Geo should have just moved it in and scored the goal, but it's going to cost them as Baguette gets the intercept, and Multi gets the goal. That's a 5-point lead now. 2 minutes and 30. The game certainly isn't over. It's not even begun, to be honest.
Definitely close now, but, well, kind of close in terms of time. They have 2.5 minutes to come down from 5 points. As now the pass does come through from Conrad. Conrad going across to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo making his way in. We'll go for the shot.
Oh.
The light shot, just placing it past Multi's hands into the goal for the 2. Now just a 3-point lead to Paradox as we do approach these final 2 minutes, and Paradox takes the joust advantage.
It's a 3-point lead, but what are they going to go for? I don't think they're going to go for a 3. I think Everest knows not to go for the 3 here because it's what they're going to be covering. They really don't want a 3. They want to force Everest to take 2 shots and take as much time as possible as that pass is missed. Actually, not missed. It's a bounce pass, it looks like, in the end. Baguette is stunned out, however, and this is bad. Multi gets it, however. That is unfortunate. Baguette lost it, and that could have been an attacking play. Martin the Third slaps it back to goal. Not recollected, however. Conrad now chasing after it. It's going to be in the hands of Yogsy eventually as Yogsy passes it over to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo's not looking at an open goal. Oh, he's looking at a steal instead as Baguette steals in. Baguette takes a shot. Martin the Third, however, on the back line, able to recollect as he gets the clear, but the stack's already on it. That's Okiel Allen. Okiel Allen giving it over to, it looks like Leonardo. Leonardo with Baguette, and the 3-point shot. That's incredible, and that's one that you don't want to see for Everest. That might be the game to Paradox. 1 minute 14. They can score 2 threes, but let's be honest here, that's going to be very difficult.
They'll have about a minute left as they come out of these tunnels, and 6 points to score in less than a minute is quite difficult, especially with Everest, how they've taken it slow pretty much the whole game so far, or slower than normal, I guess. But it's now Yogsy picks it up. We'll send a pass across again over to Martin the Third. Martin just making his way forward. We'll go for the long pass, but not quite on target, and it will be recovered by Baguette. Baguette now maybe looking for the shot, looking for the mail shot. I'm just going to be slightly off. It will be recovered again by nobody, as everyone missed this, but Baguette eventually gets there. Gets the slap down to Oculan. Oculan getting pressure. We'll go for the shot. We'll just ding it off the bottom pocket, and Leonardo tries to recover it. Not quite, and it'll end up in the hands of Yogsy.
Now, looking for the disc. It looks like it's going to be in the hands of Leonardo eventually, though. Stolen by Martin III. This is game 2, Paradox. They move into the master, but Baguette wants to seal the deal with that. With that, Baguette really wants to sink the deal. And a slap shot, 15 MS. It's not even that fast, but it doesn't need to be with that speed and the unexpectedness. He just slapped it right in. Goalie's not ready, and the placement into the right pocket. That's unfortunate. And that is game 2, Team Paradox. And they're going to be moving on to the Master Division. Palador, you got anything to say?
Yes.
I'll take that as a...
Wow. Sorry about that.
Yes.
That was quite the intense finish, quite the steezy finish, I will say. Paradox looking mighty, mighty fine for sure. Just some tough misses again towards the end of the round. Now, in round 2, we saw Everest was able to kind of recover off that and still close out. But round 3, just a different story. Kind of got lost after a few of those dings and started missing some of those grabs again. And then Paradox just pounced on it. And I know I'm supposed to be here on the analysis of sorts, but I got to ask you, where'd this Leonardo come from? Because that's a name that just put up 16 points, 3 assists, and 2 saves on top of 42 stuns. A massive stat line. And not a player that I've played with or casted much, at least by that name historically. And yet that was super impressive what he just did there.
Leonardo's a player that he's mostly a pub player from what I know. He's never really been in many teams, or at least not teams that I know of, but he's been a pub player for so long, and he knows Baguette and Okyar, and he knows me as well, and they've played together so much, Baguette and Leonardo especially, and I think they're the front stack, in fact, but they play so well as the main 2 offenders, and they are so effective, especially seeing as Leonardo has the plays that he needs. Baguette is good at taking the shots, but he knows when not to. And Baguette is good at also making those assists, and a lot of the times, he's making those assists to Leonardo. Leonardo has those aggressive positions, and Leonardo's also a very confident attacker on goal. You have a lot of players that move into maybe the places near the bubble, but not fully on top of the bubble, and they make that extra pass. Leonardo knows his shot capability inside the bubble. He can place it past most goalies, and he knows if he gets on the inside there, he's going to be able to sink it. But Leonardo, not a known player for his teams, but a very well-known player to most of EU, as he is incredible, and he showed it tonight, that's for sure.
Well, I'm wildly impressed, absolutely. And, you know, for Everest, despite the loss there, they'll still move on as with 2-2 on the brackets in wins and losses across these 2 days. So they'll move on to the next match and still have a chance at the Master tier. But meanwhile, we're going to move on to our second to last match here, in an elimination match at that. Going to, I believe, Venators and Helios. So we're going to be right back with your next match. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome back to VRML Channel 2 for the Masate qualifiers. For our next matchup, we're bringing you Helios versus Venatus. Helios on the blue side, Venatus on the orange side. And of course, as always, it's me, Ollie, and joining me is Locky11 and of course Paldor doing the cams and maybe a little bit of sidelining. So, how are you feeling, Locky?
I'm feeling fantastic. I mean, last game we just casted, it was incredible. I don't know who's in here that saw that, but you will know it was insane. It was well played, and just around 3, Paradox took it away. But here, these are teams that I don't know as much. These are teams, I don't think I've ever played these teams. I'm less familiar with the rosters. I think I only know a few of these players. I've obviously met them in lobbies and stuff, but I'm not as familiar with these players, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table. And if what they bring to the table is enough for Master, and I guess we'll see now if that's the case. I mean, the winner of this does not go into Master, but the loser does go into the ladder, and you need to take this game. You need to take this game if you want to have a chance, and I believe you'll be playing Everest. So even if you do get through here, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy by any means. Everest are not on, in my opinion, not on the lower end of Master. They're nowhere near the lower end of Master. And you're about to be going up against them. So you have to hope that what you bring to the table today is better than you bring to the table any other day of the week, because you're going to need it.
Definitely gonna need it, and especially for Helios, I believe they're 3v4ing unless they just are waiting for their 4th, but I'm hearing some readies, so I assume they're 3v4ing, so if they get through, then it's gonna be a lot harder for them to play against, well, rather with that one-man disadvantage, because, well, against a team like Everest, it's just, you know, it's just gonna be difficult. That's really all there is to say.
Well, difficult game ending is not going to be possible. Those are other words I'd probably use for it. But maybe they can prove me wrong. This can be certainly interesting. I know for a fact that they're not going to have a fun time on QBing. That's for certain. Helios. QBing with a 3v4 is not easy. You just get all your players covered and the goal covered. It's not going to be great, and neither is attack. But let's see, as the clock runs down and the stacks rumble out, it's Helios coming away, and they need these starting points. These are the points you want to start to get the momentum, especially with a 3v4. But Hyper going to get it. However, stolen by Locus with the read. Stolen by Patuba, sorry. Patuba gets it, and Patuba slaps it. But however, Lolly ending up with the disc in hand as she looks for the clear.
Now Patuba sending that one forward as it does bounce back into their side, and now in the bubble of Helios, it will be picked up by PS. PS now just making his way forward with the disc. Will look for the clear, but it will be stopped by Hyper. Hyper now taking his time on the wall here, just making his way forward. Will get the pass up to Lolly on the ceiling. Lolly making his way forward, now going over to Patuba, and Patuba slamming that one in for the 2 Venatas, taking the early lead.
They play like that. That's what they need to bring to the table. That's what I reckon. I'm not going to say beats Everest, because my money's on Everest, but can challenge Everest. They can challenge Everest if they keep that up. Let's hope that wasn't one-off play. They need to keep that up. But here's that 3v4 rollout, and it seems to have worked quite nicely, actually, as Jackal Fire looks for that pass. But there it is, that backstack that they will clearly not have, as they are 3v4ing, as Locus now has a Legion. Lolly has the disc, and Lolly taking the shot. Lolly confirming it. Lolly scoring. That's 5 points up, and this is not good. This is not good for the side of Helios. It's 3v4. This could be it already. I mean, they needed at least some starting momentum, but now that the 4 team has momentum, Venatus can just keep steamrolling through, and they have so much advantage now. They have an advantage in points, they have advantage in momentum, and in players.
I mean, you never know. I mean, although they have the disadvantage, you never know. They could take it. It is just 5 points and 8 minutes remain, so plenty of time as Hyper does get it off his teammate's head in terms of Groundhog. Groundhog slapping this one forward into the blue side and into the hands of Lolly. Lolly looking at an open goal, taking the shot again. That one's just going to be a little bit high and recovered by PS, who is getting pressured. So he will anchor it out into the mid.
And I think right now what Venatus need to Helios need to start doing is keeping a stack, and there it is as PS puts it in. They certainly do need to keep a stack, because the only thing that can rival maybe 3 players is 2 with less players. It's a stack. A stack is the only chance they're gonna have to counter them. Either that or incredible passing, but your passes are gonna get marked, and they have the advantage in numbers, so they can mark passes and goal, and that's it. That's game over. But if they keep a stack, they need to keep their speed and not let a defense get set up. A set up defense in a 3v4 it's not gonna work. it's just not going to work. They're going to have to get very lucky, to be honest, to get through on a 3v4 defense. But as that one bounces into Locust's hands, as Locust look for the clear, but that's a stack from the wrong side, sadly, for Helios, as Venatus are looking at open goal. But there is a save and a beautiful one from Lolly, as now Hyper takes the disc and Hyper gives it over to the player. They're not going to be able to make a catcher, and PS clears it.
The clear not quite going out, and as it does get stuck in the mid, it will be recovered by, looks like maybe PS just barely getting it out, as that player from Venatus was there. So the slap coming through will be in the Venatus side. Now that Helios stack does come through. Locust picks it up, does get it stolen by Hyper as he does dive out the goal, and the clear back to the Helios side does come through, and that Venatus stack is there. Lolly just barely missing it, and it will just bounce back out of the bubble.
And now Hyper moving towards the bubble once again. Hyper pressured by PS, looking for the juke around the pillar, and the juke around the pillar works, but saved by Locust. The player's not getting a stun there as Hyper goes for the slam dunk, but once again recollected by Jackalfire. Jackalfire gets clear, and that one's all the way through. That's going to help them for certain as Hyper now takes it, and Hyper moving it back, taking their time as Jackalfire looks for the attack, but the stun there, I believe in the OCE, that's called a Dusty, and a beautiful one at that as she gets the stun. Now, it's in the hands of Lolly.
Lolly now making his way forward. We'll go across to Pachuba. Pachuba just will send the pass up to Groundhog. Groundhog inverted. We'll bring it in and send it across to Lolly. And Lolly taking the shot for the 2. A nice little cut set up there to put them in the lead by 5 points this time. 7-2 in favor of Venatus. As it will be Helios now taking this Jazz advantage. Just under 6 minutes remain. And I mean, for a 3v4, they're doing fairly well. They're not. It's not like Venatus are piling on points against them. It is a 5-point lead, but you know, they do have, I think, a bit of a chance still. They're defending fairly well, and, you know, Venatus are not smashing them yet, even though it's a 3v4.
I mean, in my opinion, and I hate giving my opinion because it's always, like, as realistic as possible and never like, hype in, like, looking for an upset or anything, but as a goal goes through here, it's really just starting to seal the deal. I don't think Helios really stand a chance even. And that's not to disrespect the team. I'm sure maybe they could do much better if they had a full roster, but the reality is they don't. And it doesn't matter what team you're going up against. In most scenarios, a 3v4 is losing. And especially when the teams are close, and that's the case for these teams. And having this 3v4 is just losing for them. And I don't think Venatus have any chance of losing at this point. And I think Helios are just going to have to accept that. Either way, they can fight for it, but they need to keep a stack, and they need to work it with a 3v4, and they need to get quick goals. But as these points are looking to get piled on once again, it's not a good situation for Helios.
Definitely isn't a good situation, but, you know, VRML, there's times where literally the impossible happens. You never know what will happen. I mean, it's a 3v4, but it's not like they have no players, you know, and it's just an open goal all the time, you know. Although it's a lot more difficult, like they can still pull it off. Maybe not in this first round, but maybe in the second round. You never know. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree that it's a lot harder. Like just one player, as Jackalfire nearly walks it through. Just a nice save there from Groundhog. Will be back in the hands of Locust, but even though it's a 3v4, it might be a lot more difficult. But they're still putting on points. I mean, this team, they could still bring it back.
My problem is they can do it, but will they do it? And in my opinion, the likelihood of them doing it is as much as a bronze team beating Gravity. It's so unlikely. It can happen, but will it happen? And I don't think that's the case. I hope to God it does, because that would be incredible. A 3-team playing up against Everest, that would be insane. But in reality, I don't think it's a chance. And look, they're going to pile on more points here as Lolly just puts it right in. And that's a 7-point lead now, and they can just keep doing that again and again and again. They can hold the defense way better because they have 4 players. I mean, as soon as you look for a passing play on goal, which these teams are looking for, this is why I say you need to stack. As soon as you're looking for this passing play, you have a player marking the goalie and the other 3 players are marked. There is never an open player, which means it's not a winning attack. And usually you're winning an attack because the goal counts as a player and you have to mark it, which means you always have an open player, but that's not the case here, and it's not going to work out for Helios because of that.
Yeah, but it will be now Jackalfire just losing it. It does get stunned out, and it will just be a floating disc. Recovered now by Pachuba. Pachuba just taking his time. We'll just reset it back to Hyper. Hyper now making his way forward slowly. We'll send the pass down to Groundhog. Groundhog tapping it up to Hyper, and Hyper is going for the shot, but a nice little save there from Locust as he does clear it out.
Having said that this is going to be very hard, they're certainly fighting for it and giving us a good game. I mean, that was an incredible save there. He switched up the goal, he went behind and made him turn around almost twice there. But nevertheless, he turns around within like half a second and makes the pass. Maybe another one, that's for certain. Jesus, this is incredible. How is he doing this? I'm not sure who the goalie is. It's actually Locus, but Locus. Incredible, that's 2 saves in a row that I would have never expected from a master tier player, let alone this player. And he has maybe what it takes to be a master tier player, but maybe not today. It's a 3v4, as I said, and that's not going to help. But maybe in the Challenger Cup, they can bring something to the table, because clearly they have the skill. They just don't have the 4th player.
Yes, now sending it down to Locus. Locus making his way in, and he will get the shot in for the 2. 11-6 now. They've just done a 90 seconds from main, and they are 5 points down. So it looks like Venators will probably be taking this round, but looks like they're gaining a little bit of momentum, at least even for a 3v4. So maybe this round 2, maybe they won't take the round 2, but maybe it could at least be a bit closer than this, even though this is already fairly close for a 3v4. I mean, we've saw those wonderful saves, and they've put on some points. So I mean, could be a decent second round. You never know what Helios will pull out the bag.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The fact that they're playing this way with a 3v4 makes me want to believe what could they do with a 4. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Locus, what an insane save. I'm not sure if he was Chicago'd there and it just teleported through his hands, and the ping just did that to him, or he just self-goaled it. But either way, incredible save, man. You deserve to at least be known. That was an incredible save. And Locus, in goal, you were incredible. I mean, you were shielding no players as well, and that wasn't a good decision to make, but it hasn't stopped you. It didn't stop you. You disadvantaged yourself, but it didn't matter, because you still managed to save it, and it's incredible. And this is what I'm saying. Even though they have a 3v4 and they're getting beaten quite hard now, if they had 4 players, the way they're playing makes me think this would be a game they can win. And not just this would be a game that they could win. Maybe they could take on Everest. And look, Locus there again. Locus, this is actually incredible at this point. What the hell have you learnt in gold? But something, you gotta teach me that, because that's incredible again. And Locus, if you're not proving that you're worth for a Master Tier player, I don't know what you're doing. And I hope to see you guys in the Challenger Cup, because you clearly stand a chance.
Yeah, I think those Locus's skills and goal as well, it's really helping this 3v4, because defending against a team of 4 when you have only 3 players is already difficult, because literally just one person is always free. Actually, 2 people are always free, because you have 2 covering and then you have the goalie, so then there's 2 people always free. So that's enough to make a goal. But Locus, with his saves, it's making it a lot harder for Venators. Even though they can still put on points, it's still making them a lot harder, and making Helios's defense just that tiny bit stronger just with his saves. So I mean, if they really had 4 players, this would be a lot different.
I'm sure you've had enough of my voice. My voice has had enough of my voice. But Palador, got any input before we get round into this round 2?
Locus Pocus, that was magic. Amazing saves from Locus, and really, I won't dwell on the topic too much, but agreed with everything you guys said on if this was a 4v4, I'd be supremely intrigued by how that would result. But I think here for Venators doing exactly what they need to do, if nothing else, I would say they need to step it up even more though in this round, knowing that with the likelihood of them going up against Everest next to get into Master Tier perhaps, they definitely want to start off this round on the right foot, and they want to execute everything to perfection. Just because they're playing in a 3v4 now and they have the advantage on Venators doesn't mean they should take it easy, because they got to be going into the Everest match executing basically perfectly to make their names even more known here as we get into the tail end of the cup, and the first goal is scored by them. So I'll hand it back to you guys for this second round.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how did you find that pun, by the way? That's incredible, because I'm either disappointed that I didn't find that pun or amazed that you did. Locus Pocus,
Never
he is
doubt me.
performing magic. I know, it's incredible. You can make a pun out of anything, any name. It doesn't matter how wacky or how crazy it is. It's doable for you.
Can I just say also real quick, I do find it very entertaining, as chat alludes to there, how even in OCE and in EU, it's still called getting Chicago'd.
Yeah, it's funny. It just sort of got that generic name of being Chicago'd, and then it just passed on. But what would you call it in EU? Getting Paris or getting? I have no idea what you would call it. So it just doesn't have that same name. But the Chicago, that it sounds good to me at least. But I guess it's just spread that way. Just like how other shot like the Boop shot and other stuff like that is EU made, and that's why it stays with him. But Chicago is weird, yeah. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, a bit weird.
I mean, I think it's because NA, they have a bit of a, sort of the bigger ping differences. So I guess they just kind of Chicago, one of the further away servers, I guess, the Chicago servers. So, I mean, because EU, you don't have like huge ping differences, like unless you have something wrong with your internet or something, it's not as bad in EU and OCE, although OCE struggles with their ping sometimes as well. But in NA, like it's a bigger ping difference. But I guess there was no need for it to be something different in EU because it wasn't as much of a problem as, Groundhog there just in the background scoring another 2 points. Now 6-0 for Venatus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, if you think about NA's ping difference, you should have a look at OCE. They've got incredible ping difference. It's magical how they manage to play. But I do love how ping directly affects the playstyle in regions as well. It is incredible. But back to this game for a second. Just for a quick second. It's piling on again. Like, there's not much they can do. The juke might work it, though. And the ding, though, that's not going to be good. That's not what they needed. They needed those points at the very least to make a statement, at least, as Jackalfire now looks for the points. And Jackalfire makes the points. First 2 points going towards Team Helios here. And that's what they needed this round. I don't think they'll be able to gain this momentum and come back. But I'm hopefully looking forward to it.
I mean, we can point out the fact that Helios is actually getting through to the other side and is getting into Venatus' bubble. Like, for a 3v4, you'd expect the team of 4 to just be pretty much having a one-sided game, keeping it on the other team's side pretty much the whole time. No matter whose Jazz advantage it is, he'll probably be there. So the fact that Helios is able to get not only into the other side, but into their bubble as well, to give them chances to score is just pretty good. And it's not a huge difference again, like just 4 points, and we have like just under 6.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and it's doable. It's 4 points, but can they get those 4 points? And attacking, as I've said before, attacking on a 3v4 it's not fun. Everything's covered, and you start panicking. And at that point, once you've actually got the attack, if you've got the attack, you can't clear. That's it. You can no longer clear. Let's see another save from Locust. They're trying to stun him out. That's unfortunate. Locust can't do anything in that situation when he's got 3 players surrounding his head, trying to stun him out, and they've noticed that he's a threat, but any goalie can be stopped with a couple of goalie stunners, and he can shield for as long as he likes, but eventually that disc is going to float away and he's going to have to take that shield off.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate when you have 3v4 and then you also have goalie stunners. Like, that's just, I mean, I guess Venatus just trying to secure the goal even more. It's like extra protection, I guess, extra security. I don't know, but now Locust will be making his drive. We'll send the pass up to Jackalfire. Jackalfire doing a bit of juking. We'll send it across to PS. PS now making his way forward. We'll do a bit of juking and we'll try to send it in, but just a little bit wide as it does miss the goal. Now recovered by someone as everyone misses the disc, and it will give a chance for Helios. Actually, PS picking up, going on a 1v2 against the goalie. We'll take the shot and we'll put it into that right pocket for the 2. 8-4 in favor of Venatus. Just a 4-point lead.
What a shot, PS. That was incredible. That was so well placed. I mean, as much as this game is very difficult for them to win, they're still putting up a good fight. All of the players are putting up so well fight. Locust with the saves, and PS with the shots. That was just an incredible shot. And speaking of PS with his shots, I mean, this guy's got 6 points for their team, and that's pretty damn good compared to seeing as it's better than all but one on the other side, and it's a 3v4. PS is clearly an offender to be reckoned with, and once again, it makes me think, what would this be like if it was a 4v4? I think the tides might change a lot, but having said that, there's a 1 point difference here, and it's 3v4. I'm starting to get a bit skeptical of this. What's going on here then?
Well, I mean, what did I tell you earlier? Just in VRML, anything happens really. Now it's the 1-point lead to Venetas in this 3v4, so Helios could make the comeback. If they keep defending Venetas, then they could make a comeback, and it feels like, to be honest, it kind of feels like Venetas are getting a little cocky at times because it is a 3v4. Earlier we saw someone tried to dunk it on the goalie after doing a bit of juking. So I mean, maybe Venetas is getting a little bit too comfortable, and Helios is just kind of capitalizing on it and putting on those points, and maybe scaring Venetas a little bit, maybe taking them off guard, and trying to take this match. But if Venetas are going to win and go up against Everest next game, then they need to probably, like Paldor mentioned earlier, just be on the top of their game, because although this is a 3v4, not only is Everest not a team of 3, but also their previous master team, so it'll be a big change of pace.
And as I said before, a high master team, but I'm gonna disagree there. I don't think it's Venetas at all doing anything different at all. I think it's entirely the stack that now Helios has. PS and Jackal Fire have been in a stack a long time, and they're managing to hold defense because of it quite well. Having said that, consider the defense cracked as you stun out Locust there. That's your last hope, as Hyper puts it right in. But yeah, I'm seeing Jackal Fire and PS sticking together more on the defense and on the offense, and maybe they're trying to maybe they've listened to my advice, a little ghost advice. They can hear me in game. But either way, they're playing nicely now, and it's only a 3-point deficit in a 3v4, and that's quite impressive. As look, they've already got this attack looking for the goal though, and not looking for the reset. That was a mistake by PS there. However, recollected by Jackal Fire, as Jackal Fire gives it all the way down to PS, and PS can maybe juke this into the bubble. It's open, 3-pointer maybe. No, he should have taken the shot earlier, but Hyper's going to be the one with it, and eventually covering that defense quite nicely with those 3 players there, putting on the pressure.
That Joust advantage could actually work really well for Helios to be getting some points. I mean, if PS kind of moved in a different way, I guess he kind of just got himself stuck between 2 blocks, then if he was like on top of the Pac-Man or whatever, then he would have actually probably been able to get the 3. The backstack was a little bit too deep by the time PS got the disc, so he has just about enough time to actually just get a 3. So if they pull that off well, they could put on that 3-pointer they need, or however many more points they'll need once they get that Joust advantage again.
Yeah, true. But I reckon the fact that they're swarming, the side of Venetas are swarming after that player, they're really worried that he could take that 3, and they're swarming him. Maybe taking the shot is not the right idea, but if they're all surrounding him, his other 2 players are open. Maybe they should stack up and look for something. Oh, that's not good. He needed to catch that disc, not headbutt it. And that's unfortunate as Lolly now takes it and looks for a clear. That is unfortunate for certain as PS now takes it. They need a 3-pointer. I don't think 2-2s is going to cut it. They could maybe go for it, and they have time, but if I'm being honest, 2-2s ain't going to cut it. And Jackal Fire maybe needs to take the 3. He's going to settle for the 2. He's going to settle for the 2, and they do have the time. Maybe that was the right option. They have the time. They scored it quickly after I said it, and it's a 1-point lead. They have the time. If they take this 2 points, they suddenly win, and we got a round 3. But I think we just got a pause.
I think that pause was accidental, maybe? I have no idea. Just billions of sounds going on right now. But less than 30 seconds remain now for Helios to get just 1 more point. So they need to be fast in this last 30 seconds, because Venetas have Joust advantage, so they could just set up a really slow Joust where they could just be set up in a square and just pass it around that stack. But if Helios get a fast enough stack to intercept the QB, like maybe even before the QB gets there, or if they place themselves right, read the QB, then they could get the goal and make the comeback. But they, all in all, they have to be just really fast and really aggressive in these last 30 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. But we got the good old double pause. I always love to see that where it's like one of the captain maybe says pause the game, and then 2 players go to pause it and it double pauses it. It's always funny. I feel like there should be like a cooldown on the pause button to stop that. Like you pause and then it's 5 seconds before you can unpause at the very least. But double pause, it's funny. I always like to see it. Anyway, 1 point, 20 seconds. That's all they have. They need to get a read on the QB, as you said, and a read they have not got. Instead, they've lost their stack, and now it's a 1v2 on attack. And Locust is jumping out quickly, though. If Locust gets the stun, but the shot from Hyper, and it's good. And that is going to confirm them It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see Venatus versus Team Everest, and that's going to be a hard one. Much harder than this, that's for certain. A 3v4, but Everest. You called them a master team, but I promise you they are much, much more than that. They are a very high master team, and they have Martin III at the head of it. And Martin III's strategies, they're legendary, and he can surely take this. But he has all the money. I'd bet all my money on Martin's team right now. But as you said before, anything can happen on VRML. But Palador, anything you want to say?
Oh yeah, well, very respectable effort, certainly from Helios. Interested in seeing how the rest of their season pans out as we do start on Monday. But for Venators, of course, they have a tall task ahead of them, as you mentioned, going against Everest. The Everest there, they can secure their spot in the Master Tier, as you mentioned, and Venators, it will be a mountain to climb, as I do fix the scores here, 13-9, of course, in round 2. But, you know, this is the time going into the 4th season where Venators can definitely get a good early boost to not only how they start playing, but just the recognition. You know, making it this far into the tournament is an accomplishment in itself across this weekend, and you know, anything that they can do will be good for them, I think, going forward. Same as Helios, right? To me, I'm already going to remember these names the next time that I cast them for sure, and just remember what they did today, because it's going to be a story for sure. So, you know, everyone there on Venators, though, getting some scores in, 9 apiece for Hyper and Lolly, 4 and 2 for Ground Dog, and for Patuber, it's 2 and 1 in the points and assists. So they're going to need more of that. Rest assured, against the likes of Everest, who are very good with just the brawling, the defense, the chemistry. They've got all the unique rollouts in the book. They're going to need to bring their A game here going ahead in the next several minutes.
Yeah, for sure. It's Everest, and Everest are not. They're not coming in with a 3v4, and they're not inexperienced at all. That's the least to say. And this is going to be like, this isn't just a step to take. This is jumping up 10 feet to try and, as you said, climbing that mountain. And it's Everest. It's Everest. If I was a betting man, I'd be betting on Everest right now. But anything can happen. I want to see an upset, and honestly, it benefits me. I don't want to see Everest in there. I don't want to have to play Everest. Everest are difficult. I want an easier team, but maybe I'm not going to get an easier team if the Venators get through. We'll see.
Well, we will be seeing in the next several minutes. So going to a quick intermission, we're going to get our next and our last matches for EU prepared. Of course, we still have North America ahead in about 6 hours or so, 5 and a half it looks like, if I do recall correctly. But we'll have lots of matches still to come on the day, a full season ahead. And yeah, so with that, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere on either VRML 1, 2, or 3. You got your options, but we'll see you around the corner.
Hello everyone and welcome back to VRML Channel 2 for the Master Tier Qualifiers, and for our final match of the day we will be bringing you Everest going against Venatus, who we saw earlier just in their previous match, and Everest, who we saw first today. And of course Everest being on the blue team, Venatus on the orange team, and of course I'm Ismaili. Joining me is Lucky11 and Paldor on the cams and maybe a bit of sidelining. So Lucky, how are you feeling about this final match of the day?
I've expressed my feelings in the past matches, but this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard. I mean, the underdogs here are Venatus, that's for certain, and Venatus are gonna have to put up a hell of a fight. I mean, their last game they just had to do a 3v4 against Helios, but this is different gravy. This is huge compared to a 3v4 against Helios. This is Everest, not just a master team, a high master team, and it's gonna be incredible. They're gonna have to step up their game for sure, and I want to see how they do it. But Everest probably going to be rolling out with their super fast stacks, and look, they're already there. Bad Elmo slapping it all the way up to Martin the Third. Martin the Third takes it high, takes it slow, patiently slowing things down, but he's attacked from behind. Maybe not a cool out as he gets stunned, and that's unfortunate. His player's not letting him know there, but the stack coming in from the side of Everest, going to recollect that one. No, not able to get a hand on it. It's Hyper once again with a hand on it, and Hyper taking her time, looking for the pass, but it's missed, and that's the sort of thing you can't do against Everest. They'll punish it, and look, the stacks are already there to punish, and Yogsy now with the disc, looking at an open goal. Not open for long, though. Martin Third giving it over to Conrad. Conrad gives it over to Yogsy, not into Yogsy's hands, though, as Yogsy takes it again, is stunned out. And Bad Elmo takes it, giving it over to Martin the Third, and Martin Third gives it over to Yogsy, and Yogsy slam dunks it in pretty much. And that one's going to finish that one off for Everest. 2-point lead.
Everest taking the early lead just about a minute into the first round here, 2-0, as it will be Venatus taking this Jazz advantage. But so far it looks like Venatus are kind of keeping up with Everest a little bit so far. They got their defense set up in time. It was only the offense that they kind of had just one player going up against the entire of Everest. As now Everest does a bit of a dribble. Yogsy just dropping it and attempting the throw. And Yogsy goes for a throw again with a shot for the 3-pointers. Now 5-0 in favor of Everest.
And I've just seen as well that it looks like Blank are out and Smash Dash are through. Smash Dash are now the masters, I'm sure many of you have just seen, but Blank are gone. Blank are gonna be in the ladder for the first cycle at the very least. But look at that, the rollout already coming through. Hyper nearly not getting that disc as Martin speeds on by. Now Hyper taking her time, really being patient, pressured by Bad Elmo with no options, and Bad Elmo's going to sink that one, take it straight back, sink it to the bottom of the ocean as Martin the Third takes it, slows it down as ever. Martin the Third always loves doing this, always loves making it patient, but the intercept there, that's going to cost them maybe. A missed shot also going to cost there. Another shot coming through, missed. Once again, they need to start securing the opportunities, the few opportunities that they'll get against Everest. They need to take as Hyper now looking for another one. Hyper now taking her time. Hyper giving it past the Groundhog, and Groundhog putting it through Conrad's hands and into the goal. That is perfect. They've already got the 2 points. That's a 3-point deficit only now, and it's Venatus versus Everest. They need to hold this momentum if they can keep pushing back. Everest have a really good counter QB, and they do not want to be on the back foot, Venatus.
Everest now taking their Jazz advantage. Will be Bad Elmo just taking his time on the nest there. We'll send a pass down to Yogsy. Yogsy now making his way forward. We'll send the shot maybe off the ceiling, and now Everest stack is there first, and taking the shot is Conrad for the 2 points. So now Everest back in the lead by 5 points. 7-2 in favor of Everest, as Venatus do take the Jazz advantage, and just under 7 minutes remain.
Now they're just racking up the points. Now they're just starting to put some points on the board, but Venatus are showing strong. They're not showing any signs of weakness just yet. And Groundhog now taking the disc through the mid, not passing it just yet. Groundhog now not able to get that pass off as the stack from Everest. Yogsy recollecting it. Yogsy's pressured by Hyper, makes the pass all the way over to Martin the Third, as Martin the Third now looking for the pass over to that top right. Not going to connect it, though. The stack splits before the pass comes through, and Yogsy now takes it. Yogsy now backing out slightly, going over to Martin the Third once again. Martin the Third now, this patient play that we're seeing from Everest is cracking down the defense of Venatus. Conrad now takes the disc. Conrad taking it so slowly, backing out, moving backwards himself to dodge the player and draw them out. As Martin III and Conrad just 1-2 it here. Grounddog 1-2ing it, and once again, Grounddog trying to pressure it. This player's open. Yoggsy's open. Yoggsy's pushing into the bubble. Yoggsy's getting stunned, however, and now it's in the hands of Patuba as Patuba clears it.
But just getting stuck in the middle will be recovered by Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now just slowing it down again, going to the ground, making his way forward through the mid. We'll just send the pass across to Conrad. Conrad now making his way forward. Looks like they're just trying to kind of sit back, draw that defense in from Venatus, making sure they keep possession as Conrad now sends the back pass over to Yogsy. Yogsy just sitting here on the Geo. We'll send it slow pass over to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now will make his way forward slowly and send the pass down, but it bounces off the wall and then straight in the hands of Yogsy again. Just barely missing, and a nice stun there, and he will go for the shot and just missing the top pocket there as it bounces out.
That's unfortunate, looking for the top pocket a bit too much there, as he's not going to sink that one. However, in the hands of Hyper. Hyper now looking to clear it. Bad Elmo going to get it before Hyper has a shot on goal. But a shot on goal, that's Bad Elmo, and Grounddog able to collect it though, as Grounddog now takes this clear. That one's gone all the way through, bouncing straight up into the hands of Elmo. No, Lolly! And Lolly stunned out by Elmo though. Elmo still on the disc, and Elmo now looking for the pass, but Lolly this time stealing it from Elmo, as Lolly now looks for the pass, stolen by Yogsy. It's back and forth once again, as the stun comes from Hyper, but the stun also returning favor as Bad Elmo now takes the disc once again, holding it on the floor now, moving his way up, giving the pass off, going to bounce right back into the hands of Yogsy, as Yogsy now looking for this clear up into top mid as the stack follows it straight up behind. Not going to be able to recollect though. Recollecting eventually. It's Martin III. Martin III stunned out by Patuba. Patuba slaps it out.
Now recovered by Bad Elmo, who gets stunned out by Hyper. Hyper now making his way forward. We'll just send it down to the ground as the stack comes through, just barely missing that disc. And it will be recovered now by Martin III. Martin III just holding it, just going to the wall. We'll send the pass up to Yogsy. Yogsy now making his way forward slowly as he does get pressured. He will get stunned out and he will miss the pass. It does take a hit of some Geo. Picked up now by Patuba. He will send it deep into the Everest side. Picked up now by Lolly. Lolly making his way into a one-on-one, and he will place it in for the 2. Now 7-4 in favor of Everest. Just a 3-point lead.
I was a bit worried there. I was like, a bit of a hard angle on goal, and Lolly does need to confirm this, but doing it well by baiting the back and then straight in the front. Going to get it past the hands of Elmo there, nearly getting the save, but nearly isn't good enough when it's right next to the goal. However, the pass now coming over to Conrad as Conrad gives it back to Elmo, as Elmo gives it all the way over to Martin. Martin now looking for this pass, and it's not going to be connected. Before they had this beautiful passing play between Paradox, they managed to get it all the way up within seconds and then immediately score after, but not showing here. An easier team than Paradox, I would have thought, but maybe not, as Yogsy now, Conrad, going to give it over to the goal, straight in, as Yogsy passes it to Conrad, and Conrad passes it to the goal.
Everest now back to a 5-point lead, 9-4. It will be Venatus taking his advantages again. As we do approach these final 3 minutes of this first round, still enough time to just score 5 points. Maybe they will have to go at a bit of a faster pace, but now Grounddog takes a QB. He will just get pressured, but he does send it away just in time, maybe looking for the shot, but it's just going to be a bit wide. Recovered now by Martin III. Getting the stun on Lolly there as well. Martin just taking his time. We'll send the pass across to Yogsy. Yogsy getting pressure, will lose it, and Grounddog picks it up, going for the shot, but it'll be just a little bit wide and recovered again by Grounddog, looking for the back pass back to Patuba.
Maybe the wrong option there. Is a bit of miscommunication. One player going for the stun on goal as the other resets it. A shot there, going to be a bit wide, recollected maybe by Conrad, as actually looks like Yogsy takes it, as Yogsy now moves it upfield, gives it all the way up to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo gives it all the way over to Martin III, and Martin III taking his time once again, being patient, giving it all the way back to Elmo, and they know they have this lead, and they know they just need to run down this clock for as long as possible, as Yogsy now gives it up, not going to be connected. Hyper's the closest one to it, as she does get it. Hyper does slap it, but Martin III, with a speedy hand, manages to get that one, as that spin clear has not gone so well for Hyper, as Yogsy now recollects it. Yogsy at the bottom here, taking his time, looking for this pass all the way over to Conrad. He does make it, and Conrad now moving it into Bad Elmo's hands. Bad Elmo going to give it all the way back out, not going to be connected though, a bit of miscommunication, moving while the pass is coming through, and Martin III takes it.
That's in the third, now making his way forward. We'll send the pass down to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo going across to Yogsy, and Yogsy with a bit of a spin, placing it in for the 2. 11-4 now in favor of Everest. Just put a bit of dial on that one, and a nice, lovely, long cut there as well, as we do get a pause.
I don't get to see the replay like the most of you, but I don't know if that was a spin shot or like a Kobe while spinning. It was something, that's for certain. But Yogsy knows he's got the lead. Knows that with such little time on their hands, it's going to be difficult. Now, Lolly going over to the other side of Everest. Maybe to just discuss that. Maybe to be a bit upset about that one. And I would be a bit upset about Yogsy doing that to me because that was devastating. And that is going to be bad for morale now for the side of Venatus, especially with 4-11. That's not very close for Venatus, and Venatus now need to get any sort of momentum within this minute and a half. If I'm being honest, there's not much chance they're going to take this game. There's a chance with this round they can maybe take it, but I don't think so. I think it's very unlikely. However, it's doable. But honestly, if I were them, I'd just be looking for the momentum. I'd be looking for that last goal, getting the last punch in before the bell goes.
Yeah, I mean, Venatus being a new team, I mean, they're not doing too bad so far. It is 11-4, but they're not doing so bad. It's not like Everest has scored 11 points in 2 minutes, right? Like, they're not doing too bad for being a new team as well. And most of these players probably somewhat fairly new as well. So, I mean, they're doing good for themselves so far. And, you know, maybe if they gain some momentum, maybe they could have a better round too.
I mean, for sure, the way they're playing, it's quite nice as well. Everest are keeping, they're able to switch between their two playstyles very well, and they're not like two playstyles that are similar in any way, shape, or form. They either have this stack play where they are ridiculously fast and clearing and chasing down the disc almost instantly, being incredibly fast and getting goals very, very well. And packing them on really fast and hard, to be honest. They get lots of points with that play, but they're also able to slow things down really well. And this is what Everest is certainly known for. They slow things down, not just in like a slow down, like let's reset it and then attack again. No. They'll reset it and wait 5 minutes. They don't care. They are happy to slow things down to a degree that's incredible, and more than most other teams I've seen in Master, in the ladder, but it works for them, and especially when they have this lead after doing the speedy play. They do the speed to get some points on the board, and they've racked up the points now, and they're able to do this slow play to still break down the defense. It still gets them the points, but the main objective of it, and the main thing it does, is really just cut down that time. As you can see, lots of points scored this round, but that was because of the speed, and even with the slow play, it does crack down that defense.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe the side of Venatus have been having some maybe issues. I think I saw a disconnect earlier, so I don't know if that's some tracking issues, but we have got another player in the arena, probably as a sub for Venatus, so that could change up their game. I mean, it could make them a bit stronger, it could make them a bit weaker. We'll have to wait and find out, but Brooksy coming in here looks like he will possibly be a sub, maybe subbing in for Venatus, but it could strengthen the game. This could be a good change for Venatus. Obviously, I don't know how he works with the team. He could be a good change. I've said that way too many times now, but yeah, hopefully maybe Brooksy is the right choice. We'll just have to see, I guess.
I mean, I know Brooksy from pubs and just in general. He's been on a lot of good teams in the past, and I'm sure on this team he can do a lot of damage. I think he is actually one of the few players on this team that I do know quite well, and I think he's going to do a lot of damage. As you said, I think he's going to be quite the impact, and a good choice for Venatus at this point. Whether or not they should have made that choice earlier is a different question, but let's see it. Maybe he doesn't work chemistry-wise, and that's why they made the choice. But either way, I'm hoping they get this ready going. I'm on the edge of my seat at this point. There's only 50 seconds left that they can keep this pause going, and I'm glad it's only 50 seconds because otherwise I couldn't take much more. But Brooksy, I'm hoping he's going to closen up this game. I'm hoping he's going to have some impact. I'm sure he'll have quite a lot of points, and if anything, I'm pretty confident he'll have impact in the offense department. Maybe not so much in defense, but in offense, I feel like Brooksy, that's where he shines for certain. I don't know him well enough to know if he's an offender or a defender, but I know he's got a shot on him, and he's also quite good at juking from what I've seen in the past, or at least decent. I don't want him to see this, and I don't want expectations on him or anything like that, of course. But I'm expecting something cool from Brooksy. I'm expecting something interesting, that's very least. I'm expecting a bit of a tide change. Doesn't have to be a significant one, but I want to see a little bit different, because I reckon Brooksy has got a key part to play, that's for certain. as hopefully this pause is going to be coming undone. It looks like it's only a few seconds now. They've unpaused, and in a few seconds we'll be getting going, and it's Venators now with Brooksy.
Yeah, hopefully Brooksy will be a good change. I mean, as you said, he is a good player. I feel like he has the right skills to hopefully strengthen their offense and maybe their defense. Like, I don't know how well he does on defense, but I know he's pretty strong on offense, so we'll just have to wait and see. As now Venators take their rollout, will be Groundhog just slapping it to the right over to nobody as that player does get stunned out, and Martin picks it up. We'll just get pressured, but we'll get the pass up to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo now going across to Yogsy. Yogsy bringing it in. We'll take the shot, but a nice jump at Yogsy from Groundhog. Will take the steal and we'll get it out.
As Conrad now takes it, gives it all the way out to Martin III. Martin III taking his time. Again, this patient play that we see, and there's 57 seconds left. They need pressure on him, and it's left the open pass because of the pressure, and that's the goal by Bad Elmo, putting it in pretty much top pocket there. But that's the play that they like to play. They just sit there. They know they have the lead. They know that eventually you're going to have to pressure Martin, and when you do that, you're going to leave a vital player open, and Bad Elmo was open because of it, and that's the goal that they needed, and this is the patient play that they can play out. I'm just interested to see that next round at the start, I reckon they're going to use the speed play that they like to use and then switch to, oh wait, hold on, what a shot! Hold on, what the hell? That was insane. It was a bounce off the bowl and off the side of the bowl into the goal. That was insane. Well, they've gained the momentum. They've got that last punch in before the bell, as I said before.
Yeah, and maybe this will actually give them a little bit of momentum going into the second round. Maybe that's the little push they needed, you know, that they can get it past Everest one way or another. I mean, they're not perfect. They're a good team, but they're not perfect. They can always figure something out and get past that defense when they do have Jazz advantage. But it will be Everest taking this first round, 13-7.
Clearly, you haven't played against Everest. Their definition is perfection. Their rollout is incredible. But yes, there's certainly somewhere on this egg that you can tap to make it crack. But with that being said, Palador, give us your insight.
Well, yeah, you said it. I think Everest on a normal day, they're going to play just wonderful in terms of the chemistry. They've got a lot of unique rollouts. You can see it every time. Following on some of those rollouts, they have just a lot of precision. They know exactly where their teammates are going to be all the way, the full extension of the arena. Impressive to watch for sure. That said, today, and maybe it's in part because of them sitting for 45 minutes beforehand between matches. But yeah, you would almost expect them to have executed and gotten even more points than they did. But credit to the side here of Venators, they still put on the clamps at times and were able to get a lot of offense in. In fact, in the first half of the first round, there were at least 4 open opportunities at potential 2 or 3 point shots that they were not able to capitalize on. Had they been able to do so, that round could have gone to Venators on those open goals that they missed. So that's definitely a story to follow. I think Everest here, they know Master Tier is at stake. If they win here, they're going to start Season 4 on Monday as Master players once more. But let's see what round 2 provides as we get launched here, and we hand it back to Ollie and Lockie, and lock down on the goal as I get one play call in just because. Bad Elmo. All right, back to you guys.
You had to do it. I've seen you make a pun out of my name, and it's incredible. You make a pun out of anything, even my name. Lockie and lock it down. That's for certain. Bad Elmo. Top pocket and lock it down for sure, because you can't stop that. As soon as Elmo's in the bubble, he's taking beautiful shots, and that's one very key thing. When you're in the bubble, this is not the time to let your accuracy slip. But hold on, this is certainly not the time as well. There's a 3-pointer open, and there's the 3-pointer going in as Lolly secures, and that's a 1-point lead. The first time the Venators had been leading this game, I believe. And that is certainly the time you want to be hitting your accurate shots. Turns around, not much time on the clock as the stacks come back, but makes the shot nevertheless.
Well, you see, that's what I was talking about. You know, Everest might have a really strong defense, but there is some cracks somewhere. You just got to find them, and Venators do just that, and they get the 3 points in. Now it's Martin to send it across to Yogsy. Yogsy sending that one forward up to Conrad. Conrad not able to pick that one up as it goes into the hands of Lolly. Lolly sending that one forward up to Pachuba. Now Pachuba just making his way forward. We'll just look for the clear through the mid, all the way up high, gets past that midline defense and into the side of Everest, where Everest does get there first, and it will be picked up by Yogsy.
as I said before, with Everest defense, just keep tapping away at that egg until you see a crack and then hammer down on it and smash it to pieces, because there they just overshot their entire defense. Their counter QB, they overshot it way too much as they're taking a shot maybe shouldn't have taken, but Bad Elmo stealing it, and that's bad. They just did an incredible play with the steal, and that's a goal. That's so unfortunate. Good steal, and you just need to get rid of it at that point. You need to be thankful. Count your losses, I think it is the phrase, but count your losses and then get rid of it. Get rid of the disc and live to fight another day rather than holding it too long and getting stolen in your own half. Because as soon as that happens, that happens.
Yeah, you don't want it to get stolen that close to your goal, that's for sure, against a team like Everest especially. But now goes straight in the hands of Conrad. Conrad sends it right back to the side of Venatas, takes some bounces, but eventually ends up in the hands of Bad Elmo, who takes a long shot. That's just going to ding off the rim and bounce back out into the hands of Brooksy. Brooksy trying to do some juking, but loses it to Yogsy. Yogsy now just doing a break check on those two defenders. We'll send it back to Conrad. Conrad going across to Martin. Martin just again taking his time. They have the 1 point lead, so they want to run down as much time as they can. As now the one-on-one happens, and Yogsy takes the top pocket shot and sinks it for the 2. 6-3 now in favor of Everest.
Break check. 2 points check. That's for certain. Yogsy locking down that game there. Does the break play to just really draw in all the defenders and put them off guard a little bit, and then they start getting a bit worried as Yogsy then finishes it off with the pass coming in, and then the shot immediately coming in straight after as Yogsy sinks that one in, and a shot coming all the way down, but Conrad there on the back line ready to recollect that one. Conrad is their goalie, Everest's goalie, and maybe this one looks good. It's gonna ding, unfortunately, but Yogsy actually backing it out. I'm beyond confused. Maybe they're just having a bit of fun. But he was on the backboard and he ran away. Maybe he was just scared of the goal. Maybe he's hallucinating. He saw 4 players there at the goal. He's hallucinating. That's it. That's got to be it. It's nothing about the fact that they're winning by a lot right now and they feel like they can destroy. But that's another pass as Bad Elmo takes it in for the win. Bad Elmo, beautiful play with the double cut from 2 players there, recollecting from Yogsy, scoring.
Now in the lead by 5. I can't do maths that quick anymore, but in the lead by 5, 8-3 is Everest, as now Groundhog takes a QB. Will just make his way forward. We'll send a deep clear, maybe a short attempt, just a little bit wide actually. That was very close to going in the goal from that distance. As now Martin the third picks it up. We'll send it up to Yogsy. Yogsy just gets past that defender from Venatas and just makes his way forward. We'll look for the clear all the way through the mid and into the Venatas side, and it will be someone getting there first. It will be Lolly just barely grabbing it after Conrad, and now Lolly going for the clear, not quite going out in the hands of Pachuba, though Pachuba sends that clear through and into the side of Everest.
I mean, the amount of times you gotta say how much one team's leading by, you're bound to mess up one time, and that's the one time that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, here it's a 5-point lead, but cancel that out because off Conrad's head, that's gonna make it only a 3-point lead. And Conrad, that's unfortunate. You see the disc flash before your eyes, quite literally, as that's now only a 3-point lead. And I'm just saying, but Everest is an incredible team, but who's this team? Because Venatas seem to be holding their own quite well against Everest of all.
Now steal! The Groundhog making the shot, but just a little bit wide, and now Conrad will recover it again and will go for a clear. And back into the Venatas side, it will be Bad Elmo picking up, making his way forward. Now we'll just go for the pass across the Yogsy. Yogsy then make his way in, doing a bit of juking and gets it in for the 2. Now back to a 5-point lead is Everest.
Yogsy had players all over his feet there, but the players can't reach his poor little head to get that stun. As Yogsy manages to take it in for 2, and that's now a 5-point deficit once again for Venatas. But they have the joust advantage. That's unfortunate for them, however. They managed to get that steal. It caught me off guard. It surprised me. I was amazed. But they did nothing with it. They couldn't secure anything. And look at this. This is unfortunate because they have to keep clearing on their QB because Everest is locking down Venatas QB. Venatas haven't had to play against a team, I don't think, yet that have a counter QB quite like Everest do, and Everest is clearly working for them, as it looks like Lolly, the QB, is going to have to keep clearing every single time, I believe.
Now it will be picked up by Bad Elmo, who looks for the pass actually to Yogsy. Yogsy going for the long shot. That's just going to be a little bit high though. Now recovered by Martin the third, who will place it in for the 2. So now Everest is leading by 7 points, 12-5 in favor of Everest as we do approach these final 3 minutes, just under 3.5 remain. And Veneas still have some time, but you know, it looks like Everest is gaining a little bit more momentum, so Veneas might struggle a little more, and they just have to figure some other QB out. As you said, they kind of just have to keep clearing it down. I mean, they can keep taking these mill shots if they want, and maybe it'll work eventually. But you know, they have to figure something else out. They want to keep possession on their QBs, because this is what happened every time pretty much. They clear it, they might get something near the goal, but then Everest just comes in, takes it back, and sends it straight back to the Venator's side.
I wish to God I never opened my mouth when I said that Venators were holding their own, because all of a sudden, points are flying in left, right, and center from Everest, and here comes another few, I'm sure, as Bad Elmo puts it in once again. 1-2 play, and that was 19 meters a second, by the way, from an underarm at 4 meters. Good luck saving that one. I think even if you would, it would be Chicago teleporting through your hands, because that one was way too fast for anyone to save. But yeah, this is another QB, and I'm sure that they're going to have to clear it once again. Either that or Groundhog's going to have to see a pass that's open, and he makes it. For once, they're managing to get an attack going of some kind. It's working out well. Lolly's now got the disc on an offensive position, but the stat coming in hot. Bad Elmo gets the steal and gives it all the way back to Conrad.
Conrad now sending it back up to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo gets past that first defender, sends the clear all the way back into the Venator's side, nearly into the Venator's bubble, as it will just float around, and Bad Elmo gets there first on an open goal for a short amount, not anymore. Sends it over to Conrad. Conrad going for his shot, and he sinks the 2 from the edge of the bubble off the backboard. Now, Everest at an 11-point lead, 16-5, with less than 2 minutes remaining.
You think that throw from the mid area was a clear? Oh, no, 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 no. This is Everest. That's a shot every day of the week, and it was close as well. Just bouncing off that top block there, top geo, as not confirmed, but the recollect does work out for them in the end as they make that backboard shot, and a beautiful one at that, and the points have truly piled on here. Lucky 11, well, 11-point lead, and that's not great for Venators as Bad Elmo takes the disc. And Bad Elmo passes it, bouncing off, but Groundhog recollecting. Groundhog now with a shot, a long one, but not confirming it. However, stolen back by Brooksy, not able to get the recollect, and Yogsy now ends up with the disc, and Yogsy taking his time. And I'm wondering, was switching out Brooksy for Hyper the good choice? I mean, maybe in terms of individual play they are, but maybe this team chose them because they know Hyper better. They know how to play with Hyper already, and that's why they stuck with her at the start.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was the greatest choice, because Brooksy is half a person right now, missing one of his hands. So I mean, that's not the best when you want to play against a team like Everest. But now Everest may be looking to recover, and it will be Yogsy recovering it. But less than 30 seconds remain. I mean, unless not even Gravity nor Ignite, not anybody can bring this. Oh, and that would have been a spicy shot if that one went in as well off the spin. Yogsy now trying to bring it. Oh, just a nice little steal from Lolly there. Lolly then looking for the clear. And it will just get stuck in the mid, but less than 10 seconds remain. Conrad just sending that one forward. Final 5 seconds, and it will be Everest taking this round and taking this final game.
And that's it. That's it. Everest have taken it, and Everest, they're in the Master Division. In the end, they've made it. They've made it to the top, and good on them. That was well played. Indeed, and I think the overall teams that are in Master now are Jesters, Hyperion, Phantoms, Paradox, Gyro, Smash Dash, I believe Nantes Esports, and to add onto the list, it's Everest. And well played by Everest. They've done so well there to keep that lead the entire game and just confirm it at the end by just adding on more and more points. And well played, honestly, but that is going to be Venatus in the ladder as well, adding another body to the pile. Palador.
Yeah, Everest, I mean, back where they belong here in the Master Division, as we saw in Season 3, Everest had to work their way there. They came close several times in the early couple cycles, but then earned their way into the Master Division at the end to make their way to finals. So now in Season 4, a few months later, as we start on Monday, we are, they are looking for, even more. They're going to be here from the start this season and are looking to push ahead, and contend right at the top with the rest of those teams. I think for Venator's side of things here, I mentioned going into it, regardless of what the results would be, they would want to bring their A game, because to make it this far in the tournament is already saying something for their team. To be able to perform as well as they did against Everest is saying something else. They are definitely no slouches on Venators, because again, those open goals, and it was the same in round 2, where they had a few open opportunities, just couldn't convert. And you can chalk that up to maybe some nerves or to rust or whatever the case might be. The point is, they did not get barreled over in this match. They still kept it close, and had those shots gone down, it would have been really close. And I do think it would have been a round 1 victory at that. So they still have some positives to hang their hats on for sure, but Everest just showing that veteran experience and getting the job done once again. Yogsy leading the way, 11 points, 4 assists, but really everyone on their team, a lot of points, a lot of assists and saves to cap it off. The Venators side, 5 points apiece for Groundhog and Lolly, the 5 saves as well for a Dog, not Hog, excuse me. And Brooksy coming in, one-armed bandit or not, still an assist, a couple saves, and a couple steals, so really made the most use out of that one controller as possible. Patuber with an assist and a save, 5 stuns, and Hyper as well with an assist and a save, and 24 stuns in that single round that Hyper was in. That said, yeah, congrats to the teams here. Ollie, any final thoughts here as we do end this stream on Channel 2 and conclude the EU portion as well of our cast?
Well, I mean, that was just a great show of matches, and Venators held their own a little bit there in that last match, even though it was against Everest. They were able to put up some kind of a fight, so you gotta give props to them. Maybe later on in the season, when it comes to those Challenger Cups, maybe we'll see them then. Maybe they'll have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you there. It can be, there's a lot of these stories in the league, I think, of teams who come from the lower divisions, from the Diamond Division, and end up surprising by the time you get to the Challenger Cups and making some serious runs at these longtime master teams. So you can't count them out at all. I want to remind everyone, too, watching here at home, we still have the North American leg of the Day 2 Qualifier Cups to come in about, 4 hours from now is when it occurs. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so, yeah, about 4 hours from now. That's 4 a.m. AEST. And let's see, maths and stuff. I think 7. Or wait, no. For 8 for SUK. No. 1 a.m. There you go. Time.
That's it.
Times are awful.
That's SUK.
All right.
Times are awful.
So 10 a.m. Australian, and then 1 a.m. over in the UK. And yes. So words, math, and etc. Lockie, Ollie, some great games today. Some interesting stories developing for sure across the league as we start Season 4. And any final thoughts as you send us off?
Honestly, I've seen a bit of an upset today. Not just in the games that we've casted, but mainly in the results. Like, a lot of these teams, if I would have put up the charts for who I would have thought got through, it's not what they are right now. It's not what the teams that beat other teams, they're not the teams I would have suspected to beat the other teams. I mean, I've been so surprised today by how, today and yesterday, by how well EU has played and how much they have really just changed my expectations of what EU can surprise me with, because teams like Blank, who were previously Master, I know they've had roster changes, but those roster changes were not weaknesses. Those are 2 very strong players that they've changed it with, Alpha Wolf and I believe Charlie 13, not weak players at all. And honestly, I think there's a lot of teams that are going to change by that first cycle, maybe even the second cycle, but yeah, for sure there's been an upset in this qualifier, and I think in the Challenger Cup, there's going to be some teams.
Yeah, and A as well. The thing is, Lockie, this is a sign of a healthy league when you get upsets, so I love it. Yeah,
at least for us it's healthy, but I don't think for the players they're very happy about it.
True.
I don't think I'll be very happy about it if I get an upset coming towards me, and it's unfortunate, especially if you're consider yourself a Master tier team, and then you drop out of Master. It's not a great experience to have, because you had that dangling on you. You had that reason for playing, and as well as you had that reason for having a lot of players. I mean, maybe your strongest players no longer stick with you because you're no longer a Master tier team. I mean, when you're Master, right, you carry that that expectation with you that everyone has on you, that you will beat every team below you. Every team that's not in the top 10, you can consistently beat. And that expectation sometimes is very difficult to deal with.
It's a blessing and a curse, basically, because
Yeah.
everyone wants to be there, but once you're there, the pressure is on to stay there and to perform at a consistent level. Absolutely. But yeah, you nailed it. And to quote Monty Williams, coach of the Phoenix Suns, Suns next year. But that said, to quote him, everything you want in life is on the other side of hard. Okay, everything you want is difficult. Things aren't going to come easy. You got to work for it, and that's what these master tier teams are doing. That's what the players, the teams just below them, are trying to accomplish, and have shown the potential to do so in this upcoming season. But that said, yeah, Lucky, Ollie, thanks so much for the cast, Psychaotic as well, for moderating for us in the behind the scenes here on the stream. And yeah, I've been Palador. That's been Lucky, Ollie, and Psychaotic. Somewhere in the distance, and some more chaotic play about to happen in NA just a few hours away. So for today, be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. And I'll see you again very soon.
And we're underway.
Season 3 of VR Master League Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.